How to use Instagram ads to set dates. What's going on, guys? Brian from New City Mastery. I'm going to make a masterclass and just give away all of the sauce today. This is going to be a very high value free training. Let me walk you through exactly how you can run Instagram ads to women in your city and then use it to set up dates so that you don't have to approach anybody and you don't have to swipe on dating apps. Or if you're already successful approaching and swiping on apps, this is just an additional lead channel that you can use to get more exposure and to get obviously more eyeballs and more traffic. But another way to get noticed, man, if you're not using Instagram ads to meet women and get in front of women, then you're missing out on a massive opportunity because it's so simple and it's so easy. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. And so this training is going to exist inside of my school community. Click the link that's below this video if you're not inside of this masterclass already. And let's get straight into it. So first and foremost, let's talk about the ad itself. I'm just going to give you guys the exact ad that we've been running and the one that we've been using. So I'm going to pause this video, but as you can see here, this is what's been just absolutely printing conversations. So the ad is going to be a real video. And what I recommend is capturing a video in a nice, upscale, classy environment in your city so that people can easily recognize that the background is the city that they are located in. Like kind of just showcases a cool spot. Okay, so you'll take that video, and then this video is just going to have text overlay native to the Instagram platform. And what I mean is just record a video, upload it to your story, write these words, and then download it to your phone. It's super easy. So the first line is a city call out. So, for example, hey, Marbella. And then the body is drinks and a view with some friends. And then the call to action is if you're cool, join us. That's it. This is the ad that you need to run, and every guy should be running in their city. Super easy to capture. You don't need to appear in it with your face. You don't need to put any, production behind it. Anybody could whip this up in 2 seconds. It's a 10-second clip. Cool. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move over to Instagram. So once you have that video downloaded, go to Instagram on a desktop computer. Okay. You're going to need to be on a desktop or a laptop in order to do this. Log into your account and make sure that your business account is changed, or I'm sorry, your Instagram account, make sure it's changed to a business account so that you can run ads and have business tools. If it's a private account or a personal account, that's not going to work. Go over here to the left-hand side and click on dashboard. So once you're here on the dashboard, what you're going to do is you're going to be able to, see all of your different ads and all of the stuff that you've run. But if you don't have any yet, that's fine. Click on create ad. Now, for the sake of demonstrative purposes, I'm not going to actually open up what you would click is run ad that won't show on your profile so that nobody else that's following you sees it. But just so that I can get to the next page more quickly, I'm just going to click on boost content from profile. But it's the same exact process where basically, load in your video and then select the video and then hit next. And it's going to bring you to this page that you see right here. So this is where you set up the ad itself. Now, this image would be the video that you captured on like a nice, rooftop of having some drinks with a friend. Click on message you. So we want to set this campaign up to receive inbound messages. And you want these women to send your account a DM. And then once that's set up, what you're going to do is you're basically going to be able to choose who it's going to underneath who should see your ad. And so you're going to click on create your own, and you're going to turn off the Advantage Plus toggle. And then you're going to scroll down to the locations edit. And then you're going to click on local, and you're going to punch in your physical street address. So I'm just going to put in 1750 Camden Road, Charlotte, North Carolina. And I'm going to set this thing up to be a radius of about usually like 1 or 2 miles. right? So like this is the exact area that I'm located in, and so this is where I live, and so I'm just going to be hitting women in a 2 mile radius in my city. So I'm going to save the location, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to select my gender and age preferences. So let's do 21 to about maybe like 27 years old. We don't want to go too high. But yeah, so what that's going to do is it's actually going to have a pool of about 80,000 women. And think about it. You could never approach 80,000 women. It would be impossible for you to do it. You could also not swipe with 80,000 women. That wouldn't be possible either. So this audience, like, not only is it going to allow you to reach all of these people without leaving your house, while you're at the gym, while you're working on your business, but it's also going to allow you to tap into a demographic of women that you may not otherwise have access to. Some of these women may not even be on dating apps. And some of these women may not frequent the places that you go to. So like I said, this is a like completely new lead channel that you're opening up that's going to give you access to new and interesting women very easily and very quickly. Like I said, if you're not doing this, then that's a huge mistake, because what's going to happen is now you're going to start receiving a ton of inbound DMs. So this is what it's going to look like once the ad is running. Is you're just going to be getting a bunch of messages from women in your city, because they're basically just, seeing something different, right? They're seeing a video of their city and cool, area. If you're cool, join us, drinks with some friends. Like, some of these women are curious enough and bored enough just to click on the ad regardless. And so you're going to get an inbound message. So what I want you to do from there is I want you to basically run this script right here. So the script is going to basically, when they respond, you're going to say, "Hey, what's up? Nice meeting you." And that's your opener. So, "Hey, what's up? Nice meeting you." And then the second message you'll send is, "I take it that you're in Charlotte as well," or "I take it that you're in Warsaw as well," "I take it that you're in Dallas as well." And then they'll reply to that and say yes. And then you say, "Cool. Are you new to the area, or have you been here for a little while?" And so they'll reply, and sometimes I'll be like, "I'm brand new." And if they say, "Hey, I'm brand new," then you say, "Awesome. Well, welcome. Where did you move from?" And then you'll be able to get an idea, a little bit of their background, and then move on. And then if they say, "I've been here for a while," you'll say, "Interesting. So how come I haven't run into you before?" And then they'll, say something silly, or, whatever, right? Like, you're basically just building up compliance, you're building an investment, and you're chit chatting, building comfort, and you're gaining compliance. And so once they reply to that, I would say, "Have you ever heard of Barcelona Wine Bar?" So this is going to be like your ideal date spot. This is the place that I always used when I was single. So, "Hey, have you ever heard of Barcelona Wine Bar?" And then they'll say, "Yes, I love it," or "No, I haven't been there." And then I would say something along the lines of like, "Best spot for drinks and a nice vibe." Red, and then I'd ask, "Red wine or white wine?" That would be my next question. And so then they would respond and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm more of a red wine girl, I'm more of a white wine girl." It's fine. Whichever one, it doesn't make a difference. You just plug it into the next piece of the script. So I'd say, "Okay, what about red wine at Barcelona Wine Bar with a cool Italian guy later this week?" I'd send that message and I'd say, "What are your thoughts on that?" And then they'll say something like, "Oh, who's the Italian guy?" Or, "Yeah, that sounds good." A lot of the time it's just, "Yeah, that sounds good." And then I would suggest a day and a time. So I'd say Wednesday, 7 p.m. And then they'll say, "Sure, that sounds good." And then I would get the phone number and I'd say, "Cool, my number is X. What is yours?" So, yeah, as you guys can see, this is a very simple script. This is a very easy way to go ahead and just get more leads and get more dates and set this up. And the process is very straightforward. It's a very simple, and yeah, you'll be able to get a ton of interest. Now, here's what I suggest is, if you have leads that don't follow this chain, maybe they start ghosting you, maybe they start leaving you on red, it's not a dead end quite yet. Because what I recommend is, if setting the date isn't working, then what you can do instead, as like a downsell, think about a business. You've got, your main offer. And then if they can't afford the main offer, then you have something like kind of cheaper and easier to purchase. Actually, exactly like this school community here that I offer to you guys. Um, you can downsell them into something easier, and that's going to be like the group stuff, the event stuff. So maybe they're not ready to go on a date with you, but they might be interested in bringing a friend or two to like a nice little, rooftop get together or some sort of party. So that's what I would do with the leads that don't convert to dates, is just funnel them into parties and events. Now, if you guys want to learn how to like host these events and put together all types of events, I've actually got this school community here that takes you through, like luxury brand events, rooftop events, fashion events, charity events, like non-exclusive, simple events. So if you want access to this, click the link that's, somewhere below this video if you're not already in this school community, and sign up where you can watch these trainings. And then if you just want me and my team to set up your ads done for you, and if you just want me and my team to, do the messaging and set up your scripts and optimize your Instagram profile for you, if you want us to, reach out to venues and set up events for you, then you can also like book a call below this video. So, anyways, guys, I hope this training is helpful, and run some ads. Give me your feedback. What kind of numbers did you see? Did you see success, or do you need to, optimize? See you guys on the next training, and don't forget to follow New City Mastery on Instagram and on YouTube.